Don't know that anyone will call it a disaster, but here we go. BC gets the ball to begin the fourth, up by 6, and it's Olvera rims out. She's got 24 points through 3 quarters. So a 30 watch is officially in effect here, but that one rims out for her. 6-point BC lead, Antelope Valley. Had a shot to cut into that several times late in that third quarter and couldn't do it. Shakina Broadway passes over to the left corner. Back to Broadway. And now back to Broom, and she is strong with the 3-point attempt. Both teams have gone cold here the last couple of minutes. Taveldi, too far under the hoop, turns it over.
Yeah, she's about ready to fall out of bounds, so she really wasn't anybody there to pass to.
We go the other way, and that will trickle home for Broadway. Wasn't exactly right down Broadway. It took the circuitous route, but it got there. And it's a 4-point BC lead. I've been waiting to use the right down Broadway, and I figured I might not get a chance. The 3 for Nielsen won't go. Fight for the rebound taken by Price. Destiny Price the other way, and she has it knocked away. Nielsen comes up with it.
That probably saved a basket because there was two Antelope Valley players heading to the basket. And
instead, Nielsen with the English.
Nobody was back for Bakersfield on that last play. That turnover was crucial.
So a 4-point swing there perhaps. Instead of a 2-point game, it's back to a 6-point BC lead. 8 minutes and 18 seconds to play. BC back in that zone. Almost looked like a 3-2 zone there for a minute, and then Taveldi back to the baseline. Price up top.
Oh.
Jump stop, little Euro step, and she hits the short jumper.
Paula Dawes wanted to know why it wasn't traveling.
It was very close to that, wasn't it? But I think she may have come down with her feet together, which saved her. 4-point game, regardless. Long jumper there for Alexis Thurman will not go, and Patterson the rebound. Derashwa Patterson takes away the board, and here comes Broadway the other way. She has it swiped by the opposing number 3, Michaela Tyler. Nice feed from Tyler inside to Thurman. That was a pretty look. The dime to Tyler, the bucket to Thurman, the 6-point lead to BC, and the timeout.
Antelope Valley. Timeout, and I think their coach was a little upset that there was 2 defenders in the lane there, and neither one of them was looking at the ball, and the ball went just right between them. All one of them had to do was just put their hand up, and they would have probably knocked that ball away.
Yeah, he is not real happy there, as you can tell.
He was real animated earlier, and it's almost like now he's just been sitting down stewing on the bench the last part of the third period and into this one.
That would be Barry Green, the Marauders head coach. And he is giving some instructions to his team, which trails by 6 with 7:23 to play.
Now, Antelope Valley had a tough game their last one. They beat LA Valley 62-57, but needed double overtime to do it. That was on Saturday night. So
they've had 4 days. They're young legs.
Yeah.
It's not like you and me.
You're a lot younger than I am. You probably have better legs than that.
You know, if you hadn't said that, no one would have known. 55-49, BC over Antelope Valley College. The Renegade women looking for their 3rd victory of the season here tonight. That's not a good thing to say on January the 20th, but you know what? They had a great year last year, and in junior college basketball, things can change in a hurry.
Well, if you want to look at the positive side, if they are able to pull this out, that would be 2 wins in a row because they did win Saturday.
And that'd be 2-3 in the Western State Conference, and on a roll, so to speak, or at least relatively speaking. Paula Dahl hoping for that. Shoot, when you start the year 1-12, you hope for whatever you can get. 3-12's a lot better than 1-12. Inside to Patterson on the block, working on Taveldi. Nice move for Patterson, but then she blew the shot. And the shot clock will go off.
That layup she missed, she didn't even hit draw iron on that.
And I'm not sure anybody realized it. And I'll tell you, you look at Barry Green on the bench, and all he did is wrinkle up the piece of paper in his hand into a ball. No emotion shown outwardly other than that. He was clearly not happy.
Well, when you have a layup and you miss everything, that's frustrating.
That's not good basketball by any stretch. So BC maintains the 6-point lead. Antelope Valley has had its chances. BC on that little 9-1 run to pop out to a 6-point lead midway through the third quarter. And they've maintained between a 4 and 8-point lead ever since. Biggest lead was 8. Now Tavelde looking to get there again, and she'll have a chance from the line.
Very nice feed there by Olvera inside again, and really very court aware of where Tavelde was, and a very, very nice pass. There was some defenders around, but there was an open, they had that gap there on the passing lane.
Tavelde misses the first free throw. As Frances Mayer was telling me before the game, she scored 15 points off the bench against Glendale. It's the first time she'd come off the bench since she was in youth basketball. I mean, I'm talking not even junior high before that, YMCA ball. So it was a different role for Mackenzie, but she made it work on Saturday. And she's having a nice second half here tonight as BC stretches its lead to 7. Price way long on the three-pointer.
Stephon Curry would have been proud of that distance.
We need a cam on Barry Green because his reaction's priceless. This time he just throws up his hands and lets the paper in his lap fall to the floor. Olvera sitting on 24 points for a while now. She's having a career night. Gets the screen, fires, no good. She's cooled off, obviously, but the rest of the Renegades have picked it up. And the Gades have a 7-point lead here, under 6 minutes to play. Patterson tied up, and then just straight up thievery from Olvera against the bigger opponent. Well, turnabout's fair play. Shakina Broadway took it. Shakina Broadway has it knocked away by Tyler.
Tyler just got in front of her and just simply took the ball, took the ball away. And of course, she's going out of bounds, so that's why the ball stays with AV here.
Antelope Valley down 7.
Yes.
Looking to cut into it, and a nice move there by Jasmine Hayes, Jeff. She went one way, faked one way, went the other, and scored rather easily, a 5-point game. Amazing, a team can struggle so much and then make a bucket look so easy. That's this game for you. Tavelde draws the foul. At first I thought maybe they'd call Tavelde for a push-off there, but they get DeRashua Patterson. That's the second foul of the quarter on Antelope Valley. And BC, after getting into quick foul trouble in that third quarter, has not committed a fourth quarter foul. So if AV is going to come back, it won't be by that method. Nielsen, nice feed to Olvera. 26 points for Julie Olvera tonight.
How do you leave somebody who's hot that wide open inside is the question. And I think Barry Green is asking the same question.
Barry Green's got a lot of questions tonight. His team is not playing up to their capability, at least not by his standards. Another air ball.
Well, again, I mentioned earlier, they're only a 22% three-point shooting team, and they like to throw that shot up.
And it doesn't look like he agrees with that strategy, but he can't seem to get him to change it. Now Tyler, she'll try a 3, and that's true. Michaela Tyler gives BC a 10-point lead with 4:27 to go. Barry Green wants timeout. And the Renegades are on their way, perhaps, to victory number 3, victory number 2 in a row.
Well, that was a big shot. It just seemed like a second ago AV scored and they maybe cut it to 3. And now you look at it, these long three-point shots can really turn, flip the scoreboard around.
Well, Paula Dahl, whose team won the Western State Conference last year and a playoff game after that, she told her team if they won a conference game, they could have a day off of practice. So they won at Glendale on Saturday, and they got Monday off of practice. They were very excited about that. And now the question is, what do they get for a second conference victory, for a home victory?
Well, if she gives them another day off, maybe they'll just not even practice at all.
If they don't, maybe that's the key, huh? I personally accept ice cream as payment, but that's just me.
Well, they're young legs, and they can run off any of the extra calories that would build up. You know, Antelope Valley, if they're going to just keep up throwing up 3-point shots, I think I'm bigger, so I'm going to keep taking them. They're not hitting any of them.
Well, you know what? At this point, down by 10, if you're AV, you got to catch up fast somehow. Price nearly traveled, kept her pivot foot, gets it back, and she's triple teamed. Then at 3 seconds, 3 in the key against Destiny Price. And to be quite honest, I'm not sure it wasn't double 3 seconds there. She was in there a long time. That zone collapsed on her.
You know, they had 2 or 3 times in the first half where Paula Dahl was asking for 3-second counts, and they didn't have one of those called earlier. That's the first one of the game.
Veronica Slade, the North High product, gives it to Michaela Tyler. And now Taveldi gets the friendly home bounce. It's a 12-point lead for BC at 63-51. Well, what was Antelope Valley's last lead, Jeff? 38-36, does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
So we're looking at a 27-13 run for BC until that bucket makes it back to a 10-point advantage for BC. 3:25 to play in this one. 63-53 Renegades. And Julia Olvera, who is the star in the first half, has kept it going. She's got 26 points in this game, including 4 3-pointers. Nice block there by Jasmine Hayes. But BC maintains possession.
Kenny Nielsen pushing it back out. Again, no hurry. BC's got the 10-point lead, and there's 3 minutes to go. You can run this clock all the way down to 2:30.
Instead, Nielsen drives into the paint and scores an underhanded scoop for the bucket for Kennedy Nielsen. And with under 3 minutes to play, BC leads by 12, 65-53, tying their largest lead of the night. Price hooping the harm the other way. Another nice little Euro step there for Destiny Price.
Well, you hate that. You hate to give them the extra chance, and you also hate to have the clock stop if you're Bakersfield.
And it turns into a 4-point trip when Bailey Green collects the rebound, puts it back. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for Antelope Valley. And, of course, on the flip side, the one thing BC did not want to do, give them that many points in one possession. It's down to an 8-point lead now. Still, Renegades in very good position here. Veronica Slade working on the bigger defender, Patterson. Can't get it to go. Price the rebound, and BC is not taking up the time they could. AV on the break instead, and another foul. Hayes will have to earn it from the line.
Well, again, what this is doing, it's opening the door for AV. It's, you know, letting AV kind of inch back into the game. And Paula Dahl now calling a full timeout, probably to talk about it, maybe to say, hey, you know, the clock's in our advantage here. We don't need to be in a hurry, don't need to rush. There was still plenty of time left on the 30-second clock on that last shot.
And she held out the signal for a full timeout for a full 10 seconds, saying we need to talk about this right now. There's 2:09 to play. So an 8-point lead, 2:09 to play. Antelope Valley is at the line for 2 shots, but still, if we reset here, BC in very good position. But if you're Paula Dahl, I think you've got to say here, look, take time on the offensive end. Don't take a lot of chances. And don't foul on the defensive end. Make them earn their points.
And when they are on the line, make sure you screen off. There was, as you mentioned, Bailey Green just basically just out-hustled everybody for the offensive board on that missed free throw and got a nice layup. I got to figure that must be the coach's daughter.
Yeah, obviously Green, not an uncommon last name, but it would certainly make sense. Don't know that for sure, but Bailey Green and Barry Green, the coach. So
both teams have just 2 team fouls, so it's not like AV can foul here to get BC on the line. You know, they're still a long way away from getting into the bonus situation.
It would take 3 more fouls to get into that situation, and that might become a factor here if AV tries to extend the game. Again, we've got the BC Antelope Valley men's game coming up here. We'll guess about 7 o'clock, maybe a little bit after that. It'll be after the conclusion of this one. Second free throw rings in, and it's a quick little 5-0 run for the Marauders to pull them within 7. 2:05 and counting now in this fourth quarter. Nielsen on the wing. BC has not been real patient even with the lead the last couple of possessions. And you want to stay aggressive, obviously, but with less than 2 minutes to go and another turnover and still 12 seconds on the shot clock there when that ball was turned over.
Yeah, it was forced inside when there was no open spot.
And no reason to force it. Price into the paint. She's triple teamed, and I think she traveled, yeah. Well, 3-second violation, actually.
There's no defensive pressure here on the inbounds, which surprises me. They're down 7. You'd think that there would be some, Antelope Valley's content to just drop back. If I'm Bakersfield, I just get the ball past half court and just sit there and dribble it.
And we're down to a minute and a half, so BC could run this down to about a minute and 10 seconds still with a 7-point lead before they would have to shoot. Instead, the ball into Taveldi, and another quick shot for BC, but a fresh 30 seconds. Big-time rebound.
Taveldi shot that with 12 seconds left on the shot clock, which is way too quick, way too early.
A big-time rebound for Michaela Tyler, and now the Renegades can take it under a minute, and Antelope Valley does not seem concerned. Now, finally, they will start to play the foul game. Jasmine Hayes. But again, they got to foul 3 times just to get BC to the line. There's 1:05 on the clock now. Watching some women's athletics, Buffalo Bills today hired Catherine Smith, the first full-time assistant female coach in NFL history today.
Wow.
So congratulations.
Was
to
she on their
Catherine
staff
Smith.
as a part-time coach?
That I don't know, Jeff. I'm just looking at a headline here, but
okay, quick foul there.
out.
Now that's team foul
that's
number 4. So the next one, Bakersfield College will go to the line for 2 free throws. So again, Bakersfield's going to have to hit the free throws, or again, it opens the door up. It's all about hitting free throws now at this point, because you know they're going to have to foul them right again.
She is indeed a part-time staffer for the Bills, by the way, to answer the question on Catherine Smith. She will be a full-time role, quality control special teams for head coach Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills. So now the Renegades do go to the line with a minute and 2 seconds to play and a 7-point lead, and it's Kennedy Nielsen at the stripe. And she misses, and that's, again, BC had a 12-point lead with about 3 minutes to play in this game. Now down to 7 and trying to hit some free throws to ice it. That'll make it an 8-point lead. 62 seconds to play.
Again, it's funny. Again, they're letting the ball roll all the way to half court before Antelope Valley picks the ball up. And if I'm Bakersfield, I challenge that. I don't give them that extra 15 seconds.
Sure. Even if it's even 5 seconds at this point. We're down to a minute to go now. 8-point game. Price, that's her go-to move. Again, driving to the right, gets it off the glass, cuts the lead to 6. It's a 2-possession game. And now AV with a little token pressure. And now they will go for a steal and a foul. And Darashwa Patterson called for the foul, and that'll send Tyler to the line. 48 seconds to play.
Again, you can't let them roll that ball all the way into 3/4 of the court, length of the court, which is what happened in the last minute. If Tyler hits a second free throw here, as a Bakersfield player, you make them pick that ball up deep in your own court. You cannot let them get away with all that time off.
Free throw good by Tyler, however, and that's a big make. Makes it a 3-possession game again. But Antelope Valley, by fouling here, can certainly extend this game by quite a few possessions. Still 48 seconds to play. BC continues to make its free throws. It'll be okay. There's a miss, but a rebound and a big one. Veronica Slade, the rebound, and she is fouled and will go to the line. So 2 more for BC and another 3 seconds off the clock.
That's
Hits
2
the
free
first.
throws out of the last 3, 2 out of 3 here, which again, you hit your free throws and you just eliminate any chance AV has. 8-point lead, and they're already in good shape.
Yeah, now a 9-point lead.
You do not let them roll the ball in. Here we go again. They're rolling the ball in. If somebody's smart enough
now
down
BC will come up and make them pick it up. And you're absolutely right, Jeff. They saved a good 5 seconds there, but not the 15 they did the previous time. Price fouled. Again, you don't really want to foul either. Stopping the clock again, 37 seconds to go. Let's amend that. Maybe the men's game will be on more like 7:20.
Well, it's only 6:30. I mean, they may start that game on time.
These last 40 seconds may take a while yet, though. It was a 12-point game with 3 minutes left. Antelope Valley scored the next 6 points, had it cut down to 6 with a minute to go. but it was back up to 9 until that free throw by Destiny Price. There's a Destiny on this team and a Broadway on this team. I think Bill Kernan would like them. His destiny, apparently in his eyes, was to become a playwright on Broadway. After being for many years a very successful collegiate baseball coach, of course.
Playwright and director. He likes to direct too.
I'd like to go see one of his plays. By the way, I'm going to publicly commission Louis Amistoy. Derek Carr made the Pro Bowl today, Louis. I'm going to need all-expense-paid trip to Hawaii to cover that next week.
Excuse him as he kind of giggles, covers his mouth up laughing at you.
Yeah, he just rolled his eyes. Lewis producing for us tonight. Nielsen hits 1 of 2 back to an 8-point lead, 70-62, and we're at the 30-second mark. So AV really now is going to have to start firing away quickly, and they do draw a blocking foul on Teveldi. That only the 4th foul of the quarter for BC, but I think they're going to call it a shooting foul. And no, they won't. Ball will be out of bounds. 25.1 seconds.
Okay, shot clock now off, but now every foul from here on in. Now I believe Teveldi just fouled out. That's why they're having to put a new player in.
And in comes Alexis Thurman. She hit a big shot during the Renegades' 9-1 run that really kind of gave them control of this game. They had a 2-point deficit midway through the third quarter, a 6-point lead, and they have not led by anything fewer than 4 points since. Price grabbed and fouled as she went to the basket.
You cannot grab a player there. I mean, all that's going to do is they're fortunate that ball didn't go in. That ball was on the rim.
Well, that's
off.
the thing. You had a very good chance at a 3-point play there, and when you're up by 8, that is the one thing you cannot do is give up a 3-point play. And Paula Dahl is going to call a timeout, and if I had to guess, I would say that's exactly the point she's going to make. 20.2 seconds to play. 70-62, Bakersfield College leads Antelope Valley College here on Bakersfield.com, and the Renegades on their way to their 3rd victory of the season and their 2nd in a row.
Well, again, it's an 8-point game, 2 free throws coming. So, it's not, it can get a little crazy on these games, but
sure.
The inability to Antelope Valley hitting any 3-point shots tonight definitely helps. But he hit these 2 free throws. It does make it a 6-point game with 20, and then you got to make sure you take care of the ball. You don't turn it over. And of course, once they foul you, if you get it inbound, they'll have to foul you. Then again, that takes more time for them to get the ball back up the floor.
Price's first free throw good, cuts it to a 7-point lead. Lewis spotting the red earbuds tonight as he's producing. I think those are that was swag from CNN, wasn't it? When you're important like Lewis, you get CNN swag sometimes in the mail. 70-64, a 6-point BC lead with 18 seconds left, and 1 free throw here would make it a 3-possession game with that amount of time on the clock. And if it's not already iced, I would say 1 free throw from Kennedy Nielsen here could do it. And she doesn't get the bounce on that one.
Earlier she swished those 2, and then since then she's really fought with it.
Even without a make here, BC is obviously in good shape, but you would like to see a team be able to ice games at the free throw stripe. And she can't there. And timeout called by Barry Green for Antelope Valley. 16.9 seconds left.
Lost 2 seconds from the time of that that defensive rebound until the.
Sure.
He's calling timeout. He's saying he wants that ball inbounded at half court. As I mentioned earlier, that rule. So.
And that is the NBA style rule. You can advance the ball to the front court on a timeout within the last 2 minutes of the game. And you're right, because of that, there is absolutely no reason why he couldn't have called for that when they were still under the basket and saved 2 more seconds.
I think it was just a very quick, again, there wasn't a lot of, it's not like you can instantaneously do it. Maybe you could have kind of maybe told the referee, heads up, if we get the ball, I want that immediate timeout. Again, what Bakersfield's got to do is they got to avoid fouls. It's a 6-point game here. And again, you figure that AV, you would think under normal circumstances, you would go ahead and try to hit a 3. Now, they haven't hit one in a long time.
They sure do like to shoot them, though. And
you know, if you hit one, then all of a sudden we got a ball game if that happens.
Yeah, and I mean, I think if you're BC and you don't foul, you know they've got to hit at least 2 3-pointers to beat you here. And instead they go inside and draw a foul. That was a pretty soft foul call, but it was called by 2 different referees. And with 13.7 left, Price will go to the free throw line. And now you talk about Antelope Valley essentially needs 6 points here and to hope BC misses every free throw it takes. They miss a free throw. Now do you miss on purpose and try to get an offensive rebound?
The last 2 free throw situations, number 42 for Antelope Valley, Desiree Patterson slides right in, is in great rebounding position.
The second one is good from Price, so it's a 5-point game, but now Olvera is fouled. Baseball pass down to the referee down here. Good arm. 11.7 seconds to go in a 5-point game. So that AV, you know what, if you're BC, you'll take a point off your lead in exchange for 8 seconds coming off the clock at this point, and that's what happened there.
Well, you mentioned earlier it's been 7 minutes, and they played about 20 seconds off the clock in 7 minutes.
And the free throw bounce goes home for Slade. 27 points. We still have a mild 30 watch here. If she hits this free throw and maybe gets fouled again. That free throw good. 28 points for Julie Olvera. All she's ensuring here is that she's got her career high by a lot. Under 10 seconds to go. BC by 7. Price fouled again, and Paula Dahl screaming, don't foul.
Just let her score. I mean, okay, if they score, it's still a 4-point game. 5-point game, and
there's 5 seconds left in the game. So what's the point? What is the end game there by fouling her? So it's not really going to make any difference, but it's a lesson for the future from Paula Dahl. What if BC had only been up by 3 points, 4 points, say, when that had happened, and now all of a sudden you're giving Antelope Valley another chance? Or what if there was more time left on the clock? Anyway, only 1 free throw made, and it's Slade with a rebound, and she's fouled. 72-66, 4.2 seconds to go, and BC is going to win this game.
Well, I put 4 Bakersfield College Renegades into the backcourt, and I have 1 player in the front court just to prevent any kind of a roll-in situation. Even though, again, with a 6-point lead with 4 seconds to go, this game is over. But I don't know why she got 2 players in the lane here for offensive rebounds. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the only sense it makes is that they're just doing what's easy because they're ready to get in the locker room with that victory. 72-66, 4.2 seconds to go. Slade's free throw is good. So BC, 73 will be enough for a victory tonight. Price did not get that shot off, and it didn't go anyway. And your final score here in women's basketball, Bakersfield College 73, Antelope Valley College 66, the second straight victory for the Gades. They go to 3-12 overall. They are 2-3 in the Western State Conference.